Marty for In the Gym, and they're going to get into a chat around the no list, gym habits killing your gains. Guys, you're getting up, you're heading to the gym right now, and I guarantee you're doing a bunch of things that are probably preventing you from having success, and you might not even know it. Right, Marty? You got people coming to you all the time. They're going, I'm not having success, Marty. You're like, of course you're not having success because you're doing this. Right? Like, Marty, how often is somebody saying, Marty, how come I'm not losing weight? Or how come I'm not building muscle? You had
every 3 hours.
Is that yeah? There you go. So let's get to that. Let's go to a no conversation in the gym with John and Marty. Marty, let's tee it up, man. No list. Gym habits killing your gains. Friday here, morning in the lab with Keith and friends here. Let's get into the in the gym segment. Marty, the no list. Gym habits killing your gains.
Let's get it. And anybody in the comments watching, feel free to type in, what are you saying no to for the month of November? And maybe you'll help someone, or maybe you'll give me and John an idea. So go ahead, John.
Let's crack this baby open with just a misunderstanding right now. If you don't understand that your diet is 75% of your equation to success, you need to understand that. So going to the gym and busting your butt, that's great. But if you think that you're going to do that without dialing in your diet and have the success, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. So that's obviously a little bit of a sidestep of what we're talking about, but I think that's got to be established. What do you think?
100%. And your diet, or what you put in your body, directly affects, what you look like. It directly affects your body fat percentage. And when you tell me that diet doesn't matter, I just know that you're not informed on a lot of things, because if you truly educate yourself or watch content like me and John, allow us to educate you on the benefits of protein, how sugar is detrimental to you, you'll understand how that affects your body. And that leads me to alcohol, right? If you go on a fitness journey, it's best to just not drink it. There's no debate about it. It's not adding any benefit to you, right? Mm-hmm. No. Now, if you do it a moment like Jory was talking about, that's one thing. But if it's a struggle for you, if that's leading to you gaining weight, if it's leading to your inflammation and leading to all types of things, it's best to just cut it out. That's going to kill your gains. It's going to increase your fat storage. It's going to stop your body from building muscle. So I challenge you for the month of November, say no to it. Even with Thanksgiving, say no to it. Anything on that, John?
Yeah, I think a lot of times people, they try to kind of question, how is alcohol? If they're going to do it, they want to know why. Alcohol is poison. It doesn't matter if it's in a beer form, a shot form, whatever you're talking about. There is no alcohol that's not poison. So think of it like this. When your body gets some sort of poisoning, so to speak, even if it's just a little like alcohol, it's a threat. The body's always going to work on the threat before it works on reaching the goal. So what you're doing is you're putting a major distraction in front of your body, moving the direction you want it to move. A very simplified version, but now you understand why alcohol will get in your way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You want to add one, or you want me to add the next one?
Yeah, no, I think the next thing. So obviously we established you got to eat right. Now we're going into the no to alcohol. That's great. As we talk about showing up to the gym, even if you don't have a lot of time, we're still saying show up. So those people that don't have much time, what you got to say no to is your goddamn telephone. Because if you got 30 minutes, you got 30 minutes in the gym, you don't have time to be scrolling. You don't have time to be looking at emails. You got to get in there. You got to focus on what you're doing. Use that 30 minutes for what it's for. And that phone is a guaranteed distraction. If you only got 30 minutes, you need to avoid all types of distractions. And the phone has got to be the biggest one.
I'll say this too. A lot of people underestimate the intensity you can work out at in 30 minutes. And so if you're on your phone, right, if emails are a distraction for 30 minutes, you got to say no to emails. And then if you are someone who listens to music like myself, 9 times out of 10, I already know what playlists or what radio or what podcasts have that ready. So it's go time when you get to the gym. That's a non-negotiable. When you check in your membership or you step in that gym, we're locked in. It's time to go. So that was a good one, John.
Those emails aren't going anywhere. They're going to be there in 30 minutes when you're done. So just remember,
absolutely. Yeah.
You're not missing something by putting your, like Marty said, set the music and put that thing in your pocket and zip your pocket. That's a doozy right there.
Oh yeah.
I think another thing that you got to say no to, which kind of falls, it was the first version of the cell phone with distractions in the gym, which is over socialization. Nothing wrong
Oh
with being
man.
nice to people, nothing wrong with smiling, nothing wrong with saying hi, but there is something wrong with going to the gym with the idea that you're going to walk around and talk to people and possibly get in the way of the people that do want to actually bust their butts for the 30 minutes they got. So you have to really understand that there's nothing wrong with socializing. I'm not bad mouthing that. I'm just saying that the socialization in the gym before the cell phone, it was out of hand. It was almost like that. The cell phone is now what over socialization used to be. So if you can put these two at bay, you're going to get a lot done with that time.
Listen, man, you got to realize, especially if you're at a public gym, everybody in there is not going to be as serious as you, and that's okay. Y'all can go in there and bullshit, but I'm not going in there and bullshit, right? You know, some of the guys, they want to talk football and all this other shit. No, keep it moving. They might call you an asshole. Be the asshole. Accept it. Embrace being an ass. Call me whatever you want. Mean, whatever. Oh, I'm here to get this work in. Sometimes you might have the arms out, fellas, and the ladies might be trying to flirt. You might have some tattoos on the biceps like me. Say no to the ladies. All right, keep it moving. But like I said earlier, when you step in that gym, it's time to lock in. All right, don't let anything distract you, because that intensity, if you get 5 intense days, what's that going to do? How's that going to affect your fitness goal? It's going to affect it positively. But if you have 3 intense days and 2 shitty days, you're probably not going to get the same results in that week. Would you agree with that, John?
Yeah, yeah. And going back to what you're saying, if someone gets bent out of shape because you want to work and they want to talk, guess what? They're talking smack, you're on the right track. So just remember, going against the grain, unfortunately, is going to help you get more of what you want, because most people, unfortunately, are going with the flow, and the flow is comfort. And what we need is to get in there and create 30 minutes of discomfort.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got another one, or you want me to go ahead and add one?
You get another one.
All right. You got to say no to the all in mindset, right? Which, yes, you should be all in, but you got to give yourself some rest days. So just because you're doing no for November doesn't mean you go 30 days straight, unless you're doing some active recovery type of stuff. But you don't need to go hard for 30 days, because me and John talk about it all the time. You got to get some recovery. You got to rest. Your muscles not going to grow if you don't sit down, if you don't get some rest, all right? So you don't have to go all in, balls to the wall. Yes, work out, high intensity when you're in there. Be serious. Do all your reps. Do all your sets. Get your cardio. Go hard on your meal preps, your nutrition. But you do have to sit down and allow your body to recover, to get those gains, get the results, let the fat burn, whatever your goal is. How you feel about that, John?
100%. And you look at the people that have been doing this, myself is a perfect example, that have been doing this for 4 decades. We embrace the rest. Nobody is going to do this shit every day. And bottom line is, there, even if, like you're saying, active recovery, that's great. There's some days where you just need to do nothing. So you got to embrace what the body needs. But the main thing is this: say no to this, because really what happens is people get all piped up and they think, oh my God, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And they go way overboard. They establish a pace that's not possible to maintain. And that's literally a common, I'm going to train every day. It means you're going to just train until you burn out, is what you mean. So just remember, picking a pace, saying no to doing too much is saying yes to picking a pace that you can maintain, because this is a work over time setup. If you want to play the game and you want to play, the people that get what they want have been in the game for a while. You don't play the game for 30 days and get what you want. All you get is whatever, but every other dickweed that thinks he's going to get in shape in 30 days get, which is a bunch of frustration and a bunch of wasted time, because they realized that they basically didn't realize that it's all about finding that space that works for you, that you can maintain, and start stacking up those gains.
I love it. And I got another one. I want to hear your perspective on this, because I don't think I've heard your perspective on this. No comparing yourself to other people, like on social media. Come on, man. You got people taking the photos of themselves at the best they look the whole year, and they just gonna post that throughout the year, and they have you thinking that you're not on point or you're not your best self because you don't look like the best them, and they not walking around like that for 12 months.
It's
And
called it's called the goon light. They find that lighting that makes them look just a certain way, the goon
oh
light.
man,
When you look at someone's, first off, let's not even go as far as that. Let's just say when you're looking at somebody else to compare, what you're doing is you're distracting yourself from putting that effort into yourself. The people that get where they want to go, they don't fucking waste their time looking at other people, because when you're looking at somebody else, especially if you're looking to compare, you're wasting your time. So think of it from the perspective of you have a certain amount of time, you have a certain amount of effort in your loop. Why are you putting that time and that energy on somebody else? Because to get what you want, all of your energy, all of your focus, all of your time needs to be focused on you
yep,
and your loved ones. If you're sitting there comparing yourself to some dickweed who's created that perfect
man.
picture, all you're doing is distracting yourself, number one, and number two, you're basically comparing your reality to their highlight, and it doesn't work that way. You're never ever going to come out of that situation feeling positive or motivated to keep going.
Yeah, they could have been in the game a lot longer than you. Johnny just said you got to put some time into the game. Johnny been doing it for 4 decades. I've been doing it for almost 2 decades, almost two. You just never know. So focus on you. Make sure you're getting better. Are your progress pictures getting better? Is your skill changing? Are you getting better with your schedule? Are you getting better with your planning? Even focus on the small wins that are really big wins. So, yeah. And you want to add another one, John?
Let's get one more. Oh, you want me to add another one? Okay.
I
Well,
could add
yeah,
either one.
yeah, no, I like it. I would say that what people have to be careful of is say no to the ego,
Mm.
because you get in there.
Oh yeah.
Next thing you know, you're feeling good, and God knows it goes with a comparison. You see the guy across the way doing a certain amount of weight.
Oh
You think, oh
man.
man, I got to
Oh
do
man.
this too. Da, 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 da. Next thing you bang yourself up.
Oh
You
man.
can tear a muscle, pull a muscle, who knows, strain something. Guess what? You're not in the game anymore. You just put yourself in the sideline trying to do some dumb shit. So you really got to think about that. Think about it's a long game.
Yep.
It's work over time. And you want to make sure that you're able to play the game for a length of time without letting that ego have you do a bunch of dumb shit that's going to put you on the sideline.
And then, you mess around and get hurt. Then you come to me, Keith and John, talking about I couldn't do say no November. I got hurt. So keep that in mind as well.
And keep in mind, if you do get hurt, it just means you work around it. Don't quit.
That's a
That's the
good one too.
problem. Oh man, I hurt my chest. Fuck, there's a lot of other shit you can do. They're just looking for a reason not to continue. Look for reasons to continue, not for reasons to discontinue your journey.
And hold on, I'm sorry, Keith.
No, great, man. This is
Not
great because I'm going to
you
throw
know.
myself into this equation with you guys in a second. Go
Okay.
ahead.
And I have experience as a trainer, so I never want to put anyone down. But if there's a situation I've seen, I want to highlight it. I had a client who hurt their ankle, and I told him you can still come in, you can still do upper body, you can do low impact cardio, you can still keep this thing going until your
You
ankle
can work
heals.
that. You can work the other fucking leg.
You can work the other leg. I've been a Division I athlete. I've had some injuries. I've been here a few times. That person, they were like, nah, I just want to stop. I'll just come back when the ankle's healed. Never came back.
Yep.
Gained all the weight back plus more. That injury, if you don't try to work around it, it can completely throw you off. And then the thought of starting over, that fucks a lot of people up. Just the thought of it. Oh, I got to start back from square one. So be mindful of that. So working through it is big.
The journey doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to continue.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man. I like that.
I like that a lot too. So I got a question for both of you guys, and I'm going to put myself in the shoes of both your potential client right now. And I want to lean into the idea of feelings, John and Marty, because we talk about them often. And you guys said something that started the whole conversation, that our bodies are built in the kitchen. They are 75%, 80% is built in the kitchen. Yet, and the other cliche is you can't outrun a bad diet. Yet, John, Marty, I'll use myself as an example. going for that run or going for the lift or going for the cycle unlocks those endorphins, the dopamine, which makes me feel good, which convinces me that I've put the work in and that I'm quote unquote losing weight. I'm using some, because I think a lot of humans think this way, but in reality, that's not what's happening. Teach the audience to say, Billis, chill out, man. Go sit for an hour. Don't go and chase that feeling, because you should go spend that hour in the kitchen preparing your food. You see what I'm asking, John? Teach others that. So don't worry about, try to find comfort, Keith, in chasing the feeling of enjoying making the ground beef today that you can eat, because that's going to give you more benefit than the endorphins that you're going to go and chase to convince yourself that you're running your fat off. I'm trying to say, John.
Yeah, here's the thing. There's a hierarchy to how this shit works.
Yes.
So, perfect example. I really want to train. That's the I want to train. That's the easiest and that's the smallest part of the equation. So I say, look, if you didn't sleep well, you don't get to train. No. And then the second one, if your meals are not prepared, you don't get to train. Go home and fix that shit. So training is something that falls third in line. And if you don't understand that, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And if I don't inform and try to enforce, I'm doing a huge disservice. So I say, look, if something's going to get sacrificed, the diet or the training, you sacrifice the training every goddamn time.
Marty, that's one thing that I got to be honest with you, as we've gotten to know John on our show here, that I've really taken a lot from this part is that, and we know this, but when you get it beat into your head daily, training's third on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Third on the list. It's sleep, food, then train.
So I make it an example that really helps people. So you got two jobs.
Yes.
One job, you're making $100 an hour. The other job, you're making $10 an hour. And you can go to the $100 an hour job 8 hours, and you can go to the $10 an hour 2 hours. So what I'm creating is the ratio 80-20, right? Which the diet is the 80. Are you going to show up to your job making $10 an hour when you haven't tapped into the 8 hours that you can go make 100? No person on the planet will go to the job where he's making 10 when there's even 1 hour available left at the 100. So you got to understand, going to train when you're not taking care of your meal plan, you're going to that $10 an hour job, leaving the $100 an hour job on the table. It just doesn't make any sense. Where you got to understand, you invest your time where you have the biggest return. So ask yourself, are you leaving hours on the table at the $100 an hour job to go work like a dummy at the $10 an hour job? No, you work all 8 hours, then you go to the $10 an hour job.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
It does, Marty.
I got a philosophy too. I had a client, they told me they were eating all big back stuff during the weekend. They said they're going to run it off on Monday. And I said, what do you do? What's your degree in?
You can't run far enough.
They said, I got a PhD. I said, okay, so you know basic math. Since basic math, you need to understand you could eat 300 calories in 30 seconds. And you need to understand that they're running on the treadmill for whatever. I don't know if you're going to do 2 miles, 3 miles. You're only going to burn a couple hundred calories. You're not burning off that whole weekend. Since basic math, you probably ate about 5,000 calories this weekend, and that couple hundred calories on the treadmill, 5,000 minus, let's say, 400 or 500, you're still in a surplus. So remember that the calories don't add up. The calories.
It's so good when someone says, "Oh, I'm just gonna run it off." My response is, "You can't run far enough. Not possible."
They can't. You'd be running for days, literally.
I mean, shit. Oh, even Rich would have a hard time running off the weekend.
This is good conversation, though, and I know we got to wrap it up because Johnny's got to get on his way here, and we got Community Corner coming up. But this is good, guys, because and maybe, John, we need to keep talking about this to keep people thinking about it's the mindset. And my point is trying to get somebody comfortable with the feeling of enjoyment in the kitchen or making the food instead of chasing the endorphin rush after the run or after the lift or after the bike ride, right? It's just it's teaching the mind that go sit for 30 minutes and make your food and go and journal for 30 minutes. Do that instead. That's what you're saying, John. That's really what you're saying.
Yeah, it's
hard. It's hard.
You want to go on a fucking road trip and enjoy your day on the road, go to the fucking gas station first. You have to fuel before you go on your fucking trip. You want to go and run out of gas and be stuck on the side of the road? Fuck, that's the concept. You got to go to the gas station before you go on your road trip. You have to fuel first.
Yeah. But again, Johnny, we think as humans that, okay, I'm going to go to the gym and do my 45 minutes in the gym and I've worked out and I feel better. Now I go look in the mirror and I feel, because my brain says to me, I feel good. I go look in the mirror. That brain says, you look good now, even though you might not. And it tricks you. It's a constant tricking process.
And then when they get a taste of how much better it feels and how much better it works when you do it in the proper order, then you can't unsee it. You can't unring that bell.
Yep, exactly. All right,